wait for a few more minutes, probably?
Sure, yeah.
And then we can start.
Yeah, Arie, sorry, I was driving down right now. Last minute. We have a farmers' protest going on in India, because of which all things are delayed by like what, 30 or 40 minutes. Right? So I got stuck in traffic and stuff. Awesome. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah. I already see a bunch of people in the call right now. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining in. Right. Hey Abdul. Hi. Yeah, hey Jessica. Hi Noor. Yeah, we had quite a few signups from Philippines also, right? I think it's just product and growth are two functions which are not well established in the publisher space, right? I think that's what sort of appealed most to a lot of these folks, right? Yeah. Well, over to you, right? I'm going to be on mute now, right?
Yeah, do we start? It's 10:01. Okay. And yes, we're recording. Okay. Arie, shall we start? Awesome. Okay. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. I am Pravya Praveen, product marketer at Izuto. Today we have with us Arie, the head of growth at Kapanlagi Universe, and also he's a researcher at the Indonesian Digital Association. Hey Arie, it's good to have you.
Hey Pravya, hey Vivek, hey Subhagi, hey everyone. Pleasure to meet you.
So Arie has a vast experience in digital media and has managed full product life cycles, right? He works cross-functionally and executes growth initiatives and has helped a lot of brands optimize growth. So without further ado, I think Arie, it's all over to you. Let's get started.
Okay, thank you Pravya for the introduction. And basically, first of all, I would like to say happy Holi to all of you who celebrate the Holi event, and then may this colorful day bring you joy and then love and friendship for all of you guys. Okay, so basically today we would like to actually not I share something, but then hopefully we could do the two-way session. So you could ask anything that you would like to ask regarding to the topic. So today I would like to present regarding to the growth optimization for digital media publishers, metrics, framework, and measurement. I will share my screen right now. Okay. Okay, perfect. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Okay. So, okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon in Indonesia. And then today we would like to talk about the growth optimization for digital media publishers, metrics, framework, and measurement, and prioritization. So, hi, everyone. My name is Arie. I'm a head of growth at Kapanlagi Universe. So basically, as a Pravya said before, like I'm managing the full product lifecycle from requirement to launch, from all new product and features that support all KOI product. Basically for liputan6.com, kapanlagi.com, vimela.com, bola.com, bola.net, merdeka.com, autosia.com, dream.co.id, brilio.net, and also I really passionate in research. So I become a researcher at Indonesian Digital Association as an association in Indonesia. So basically in KOI, we have 4 pillars. The first is news, second sport, third lifestyle, and then the fourth is entertainment. We have at news pillar, we have liputan6.com, merdeka.com, and Autosia. If you are looking for the news, the most updated news in here, you could find it at liputan6.com and merdeka.com. But then if you are passionate with automotive and also interest about the automotive industry, you could read autosia.com to see that the most updated news for automotive updates. And then we also have a sport category, which is bola.net and bola.com, and entertainment category, which are brilio.net and kapanlagi.com, and Vimela and dream.co.id as a lifestyle category. But then not all of it. since that we always innovate and we already collaborate with several partners. So as a MTech industry, as a media industry, we are on the MTech environment. So we collaborate with Bukalapak and then announced that we already launched the Bukaliputan features. If you are a user of Bukalapak apps or mobile set or desktop, you could see that we have a feature, name it Bukaliputan. And then we also have a KOL, key opinion leader platform, Socia, to know that if you would like to collaborate with the KOL or micro influencers, you could use our platform in here. So, okay, a lot of people always asking about, is it growth position happen at digital media industry? Yes. And then what do you do as a product growth or head of growth at Kapan Lagi Universe? So basically product growth has 3 core components. The first is to define the company growth plan. We set up the target, we set up the plan for each quarter and 1 year plan. And then the second is coordinate and execute growth programs, since that growth team as a bridging of the product team and also the business and other stakeholders, editorial and another. And then the third is to optimize the revenue funnel. This part is really important also, since that we are growth on uncertainty condition. We are during the pandemic. So basically it's really challenging for me and my team to improve the revenue funnel as a digital media industry. So basically at my team, we have 3 pillars in here. The first is growth data. The focus is maintaining and analysis data to boost our traffic performance on KOI vertical. And then the growth product research, basically research and enhance product feature to increase user engagement on KOI verticals based on research. And also the most important part is for boosting our sales team by providing data and insight solution. And then the last part is growth product strategies. So as a growth product strategist, we create the strategic and activity data collection and data enrichment by providing mostly the activity to focus on the pirate framework. I will show you after this, the framework, the acquisition, activation, retention, referral, and revenue. Will do it by growth product strategies. So what are we gonna talk today? I would like to share with you guys regarding to the product metrics and framework measurement on KLY. And then if you are in here, a lot of publisher, right? I would like to ask you who came from the brand. You could raise your hand in here. Okay. And then who came from the digital media publishing? Okay. Okay, I think you will know this metrics, yeah, since that you came from the digital media publisher in here. But then I will share to you what the things that an operational things on the app KLY that really impactful, and also the case study on here. And then for the product content and audience strategy, I will show you regarding to the base study case, since that we are doing on the uncertainty condition. Okay, the first things that I would like to share with you is the product metrics and framework measurement. So how's the process at Kapan Lagi Universe? Basically, if you're talking about digital media industry, looks the same, but then it's really different with Kapan Lagi Universe. We have the end-to-end product development process at Kapan Lagi Universe, since that the team is not only the product who handle the product, but also we have engineering, design, data, and test engineer, and also the process. This is the mindset that I would like to tap into my team also to discover, develop, and release. So what the mean of discover? Phase where product manager discover product initiative based on company objective, user research, and data insight. And develop means that development part of the product from product design, creating product requirement, document, and engineering. And then release, we have to ensure all checklist is done before release date, as well as to monitor performance post-release. And then the documentation, as you can see, that basic knowledge of product manager is become evangelist to deliver the product deck and product requirement documentation if they would like to provide features or product. And then I would like to share with you end-to-end product development process at Kapan Lagi Universe. So based on the discover, develop, and release, the first thing, if you are as a product manager or as a team who handle features and product at digital media industry, the first thing is you have to know the objective settings. What kind of objective that you would like to approach? What kind of objective that you would like to achieve? And then after that, this method is not many company doing this, which is the second part, is insight gathering. Many company no need to research and then they are in a rush. But in Kapalak Universe, every single step, every single things that we would like to achieve or we would like to develop, we have to find out about the insight based on research. And then why? Because we have a culture that everything is data-driven approach. And then we would like to know about the insight from the external and also internal. And then the third part is solution ideation. And then we provide Lofi design process. We provide product review, and then after that, continue to hi-fi design, product requirement documentation, and then continue to kick-off meeting, backlog grooming, and then we collaborate with engineering to develop, and then we retest again to validate the stories based on quality assurance, and then ensure the product checklist also. And after that, we have a plan to release for product launch, product metrics monitoring, and post-launch research and analysis to be more sharpened after the feature of the product already live at production. Since that we are during pandemic right now, the most important part is not to overthinking. And then this is the mindset of me and my team to do the everyday operational things. The first thing is to observe. We observe anything about the issues, the problems, the challenge. We're not calling the problem actually, the challenge. And then after that, we continue to align. As a head of growth in here, my stakeholders is not only for the product team, but also editorial, marketing, social media, SEO, engineering, and many stakeholders that I could share with you guys. And then the last part is to create. After we observe and align, we know that the user needs. The user needs means that the users who read our article, the user who access our product, and then we create based on the research also. Okay, so next, what is our fundamental metrics as a digital media publisher? As you can see in here, the metrics, we have three metrics. The main metrics is a page view, plays, and users. Page view is page performance on its verticals, and plays related to video content measurement, which is one of our typical of content. Basically, we have photo article, text article, plays article, video article, sorry, and then video article, audio article as a podcast. And then they covered as a place, as a video content measurement. And then the most important part is the last one, is the users, to different type of users, demographic, and interest. So next, maybe you will ask about, so what framework that we use? Maybe Pravya before already asked me about how can you manage your team during pandemic. So basically we are using Pirate framework. So maybe how many of you are using this framework? Maybe you could raise your hand in here. Already? Okay. Let me show you what the definition of a Pirate framework in here. So Pirate framework, it's called AARRR. We call it R framework. And then Pirate metrics framework is an acronym of a set of 5 user behavior metrics that product-led growth business should be tracking. The first part is acquisition, second activation, the third retention, and then referral, and the last one is revenue. Many product must be, the last funnel is revenue, right? How can you build the product and then becoming a revenue for your company? And then how can we implement the R framework on the digital media industry? The first step is identify your R Pirate metrics. I will show you after this what granular metrics that we measure as a digital media publisher. And then the second step is set up process to track and analyze these R Pirate metrics. And then the third step is to run tests for all stages of users' behavior to identify better approach. So this is the fundamentals or framework on Kapan Lagi Universe. As you can see in here, the orange part is acquisition. What the meaning of the acquisition is the people visit your website, and then the granular metrics as a digital media publisher in here, like for example, we manage and we track the growth search organic traffic, the growth social organic traffic, and then the growth social paid, the growth referral traffic, to know that how much for the people who already visit our website. Not only on the KOI, but also specific on the pillar and also specific on the verticals. And then the second is activation. The meaning is they have a great first time experience. And so the metrics, the granular metrics that we monitor is pages per session, scroll depth, CTR mobile, CTR baca juga, CTR popular mobile, and then CTR headline mobile, streamline, and etc. And then for the retention, we track the granular metric, which means that the user who already read our article and then they come back on the next day. So the granular metric will be DAU, daily active users, or monthly active users, or we call it MAU, and then growth direct traffic, retention rate, and percent registered users. Since that we are right now, if you are in the digital media publishing industry, you know that on this year we will face the third-party sunset, since that Google have a regulation. So we already building our investment on the first-party data also, and then we could track that how much the percentage of registered users at our site. And then the referral is users invite others, the CTR social share, CTR comment, and article. And then the last part is revenue. Basically for the revenue definition as a digital media publisher is not buying your product, but actually how much brand and agency could tap in on the media industry. For example, we track the ads impression, CTR ads, and another granular metrics that maybe you know as a digital publisher or brand or agency. And also for the analytic maturity, maybe from all of you in here as a data analyst or data engineer, you will see and know about this maturity framework. The first step is data, the KPI setting, tracking implementation. For example, our stakeholder like asking, I have accurately collected all data points relevant for my business. And then the second part is information. We already provide the dashboard and report so they could know that where and how to access the information they need. And then the third part is insight. The third level is analysis and benchmarking. So they could derive actionable item by insight data to accomplish the objective or goal. And then the fourth part is speed. So it's really important as a digital media publisher also, we have to produce news and information as soon as possible and increasing our speed every time, every day, every second. So we could compete with another media publisher in Indonesia. And then regarding to that, the data must be so quick also. So the editorial team, product, engineer could get the data quickly. And then the last part is predictive and prescriptive analysis. Since that we are as a digital media industry, we do the segmentation. For example, like we could know that, okay, the percentage of audience who interest at automotive, it's about how much the percent, something like that. So they could know that the data can tell us what's the next step after the content already launched, something like that.
Right. Arie, I do have a question here for you. Sorry for interrupting you.
Sure. Okay.
My question was with reference to the framework which you presented for growth, the AAA RR framework. Right?
Sure.
In case of digital publishers, right? What do you refer to as like what's the equivalent of activation there? Like how do you capture that? Okay, so many people are eventually activated, or yeah.
Okay, so basically as an action plan, how can we increase the activation, since our users, mostly the main core of our users come to our website is to read, to find out the information. Mm-hmm. Basically, we have a innovation that users could read and also interact with our admin and also our event. For example, after this, on the April and May, we have Ramadan session, right? And then they could contribute their time to visit our site and then to contribute not only reading our article and seeking for the information, but also they could participate in our event. For example, live streaming event, and then quizzes, and then commentary, and then live chat. We have all those platforms, and then I will share it to you guys, the portfolio of our site from the last year, for the activation framework in here.
Got it. No, I love the fact that you've actually given metrics to measure activation and retention and referral, right? Any specific benchmarks which you can share with us in terms of, let's say, how many pages per session would you consider, or do you think is a good benchmark to consider that a particular visitor is now activated? Yeah.
Okay. Basically, for the benchmark, for the maybe for example, for pages per session, in one session for the users who already visit on our site, the KPI is like 7 until 10 pages per session. That's the KPI. And then how can we achieve that KPI?
Got it.
The breakdown of the detail is really tough for us. For example, we have to make sure that the internet connection from our audience, it's all of the main issue in Indonesia also. And then the second part is how does the load page of our site so the users could more comfortably while they are reading. And then the total amount of our ads. So a lot of JavaScript, right? A lot of script embedded on our vertical from third party, from ads, and from another feature. That could also become specific metrics to achieve during the sprint process at the Scrum method to increase the goal about 7 until 10 pages per session. That's really challenging also for us as a digital media publisher.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much for that question. Right. Let's go back to the presentation. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for your question also. Hopefully helpful. Okay. Next, before I continue, how do we analyze? Is there any question? Maybe we could interactive, and then if you have any question, just poke me.
Yeah, folks, feel free to put them either on the question tab, Q&A tab, or just ping it to us in chat, and we'll be happy to take them along. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We did get a couple of questions on email as well, right?
Oh, sure.
Let me pull that up here quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Just 1 second, please. Okay. I have this question from this is a editor at Ashta Group here in India. The question is, what percentage of traffic should be direct as compared to organic, as compared to social? What's a good state? What's a good ratio of how much traffic should be coming in from direct versus organic for you to build and scale your brand?
Okay, so it's a really challenging question, basically, but in my opinion, no exact percentage that, okay, it must be direct about 70% or the organic must be 70% and direct 30%, something like that. But it depends on your audiences and your region. For example, in Indonesia, basically mostly in Indonesia, or not in Indonesia actually, mostly people are seeking the information based on Google, right? We look about the tips, we look about the news updated, we look about the information, since that mostly not only on the search, but also on the social media. For the brand and advertiser, as a media digital company, you don't have to push it, your traffic focus on the search organic or direct. It could be balanced, or it's depend on the region, I think. So the answer is not specific percentage that you could achieve for the direct and also organic, something like that.
That's okay. Yeah. We'll make sure that we pass the feedback to this individual.
Sure.
Let's go on. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Okay, so we could continue on the how do we analyze. So basically, as the same digital media industry or another product on the digital, we provide raw data sources from Alexa, Comscore, Google Analytics, Firebase, Google Ads, Facebook Analytics, and many more. Since that the question before also asking about which one is more important, direct or organic traffic. So basically, mostly brand and agency always asking about how much your performance and then how much your audience. So that it's really important for us also to improve not only for direct, also organic, but also increase our traffic on referral maybe. And then because of these data sources, we could know that our competitor are the performance, it's about this number, and then we could compare with them also. And then the destination, we pull it on the data warehouse we use in Google Cloud Platform and also another cloud platform. And then presentation, visualization, we using the Tableau and also Google Data Studio. So after we knew about the analyze and then metrics and then the framework, so I would like to share with you guys on here about how can we increase our traffic performance and also our user engagement on the product, content, and audience, the strategy. So how do we grow our traffic performance on and audiences? So basically we have this formula, only for formula actually, you could use it, but actually it's really happened at Kapan Lagi Universe. The first step is identify, understand your users, while anything, developing your product, increasing your features, or increasing your audience, or developing new features, we have to know that exact the audiences. And then the second part is know your value proposition, which part of value that you would like to increase. For example, for our users, maybe a lot of typical of audiences, visual, kinesthetic, and auditory. Since that we are, as a digital media publisher, we have to serve all those typical of value. So user who are interested on audio content, they could know that, okay, Kapan Lagi Universe on liputan6.com, they have podcast. So we could reach the audience who interest on the audio. And then the third part is prioritize your minimum viable product. Basically, as an example, when we launch podcast at Kapan Lagi Universe at liputan6.com and also bola.com, it's really challenging for us. It's really tight schedule, and then we have to keep up the moment. So we have to prioritize the minimum viable. They could see the content first. We are using platform, the Google platform, and also Spotify and also SoundCloud. And then the fourth part is measurement. Anything what you develop, what you build, you have to measure what matters to your product and your feature. And then for the user and market research method, we have three parts here. The first is looking in the internal stakeholders and available of internal data within the organization. And the second part is looking around to competition and inspiration and analog example, and looking out to different type of users. So you could see that the audiences not only from Jakarta centris, one of the capital city of Indonesia, but also you could see from the Java perspective, Bali perspective, Sumatra perspective, how your product could be consumed by not only Jakarta users, but also Indonesian users. And then the mindset for research is research to discover, not to prove, and be open-minded, non-judgmental. We have to observe, listen, explore, and learn, asking why, and don't jump into conclusion. So this is related with the question that Vivek already told me before regarding, is it any percentage about organic traffic and also direct traffic? If you are talking about the current behavior right now, people around the world turn to search to find an information about their daily life, learn about topic of their interest, and make important decision based on that information. And also as a digital media publisher, we continue to help our users to find the information they are looking for. So the things that we are focusing is on the organic traffic. And then how can we focus behind this? We focus on the 3 parts in here. I would like to share with you regarding to the product, content, and audience. The product is for desktop, mobile set, and mobile application. The content is about article, text, photo, video, and audio, which is podcast. And then the audience to different type of users. Let me show you the product strategy. The first thing is optimizing SEO. Okay, SEO sounds familiar to all of you guys, but then I would like to share with you the simple step that you would like to optimize on your SEO. The first part is deploying the SEO titles with keywords. So place the keyword first if you can in order to catch the eye of readers and search engine. And then the second part is leveraging meta description. Use keyword in 1 of 2 sentences with a compelling CTA to attract readers to click on your result. And then after that, make your headlines the same as your SEO title, since that you can make them different. But this is really confused of your readers. And then the fourth part is use headings throughout your content. Break up your content into chunk like 300 words when you are able to increase readability. And then this is really interesting also in Indonesia as a digital publisher. The second step that we could do to product optimization is optimizing SEO by adding user needs. Since that we do a lot of research for our users to find out that what are their needs, and then how their behavior while reading an article, and then how they commute, how their behavior while commuting from the office into their home. Last year, we already launched the Merdeka Quran. Merdeka.com provides digital Quran actually for our users to prepare the moment of Ramadan, which potential to increase traffic performance every year, and then release at December 2020. And then it's really fascinating also for the performance, since that we built Merdeka Quran to mix our Muslims, especially in Indonesia, to always worship and read the Al-Quran anywhere and anytime. And then the impact is really good. The 60% page view growth February until January 2021, and then also increasing on this month. And then we also preparing for Ramadan moment, since April until the second quarter, it's Ramadan moment in Indonesia. Also, it's really a good opportunity for us. And it's about 54% user growth on February versus January. And then this is the interesting part also, that 90% page view Quran page are based on organic traffic. So this is why I told you before regarding to the focus. Please do not focus on the organic, also direct only, but please expand your focus to any metrics or any marketing funnel or any funnel, any traffic source. For example, in here, we already grab the moment of users who are seeking for Quran while they are worship or reading, and then they're typing at Google, for example. And here on the right side, I show you like the Quran, the Al-Fatihah article, the Al-Fatihah from the Quran, and then they search at Google, and then it will appear on the merdeka.com. And then the third part is Google News and Google Discover. Basically for the Google News and Google Discover, maybe for the Google Discover first, yeah, it's a personalized feed content that proactively hunts down the most relevant content for individual users. So as a publisher, actually at Kapan Lagi Universe, we are discovering, and it could be source of massive traffic. But then that's leading many publishers to figure out how optimize for Google Discover. Let me show you how the strategy and also how's the impact of the Google Discover and also Google News at Kapan Lagi Universe. So basically for the Google Discover personalization, they personalize based on the user search story, device information, interest, location, and also location setting, and also current location. And then the Google prerequisites it must be indexed on Google, and then must adhere to Google context policies, and must have high resolution, large image. As you can see on the right side in here, at liputan6.com, we have large images in here. And also article must have clear dates and information about the authors. We have clear in here. And also site must provide information about the publication, the publisher, company, or network behind it. As you can see in here, we also tap in liputan6.com in here. And then the last part is timely content, 1 day ago. So this is the prerequisites of Google Discover. And another is, you can see on this link also, the Google Discover has its own separate content policies. As you can see in here, we have 3 types, like for ads, the advertising and other paid promotion material is on your page should not exceed your content. And then the civic information, like fresh and authoritative content on voting and election process. And for the no rules in here is adult content, copyright content, dangerous content, deceptive practices, controversial medical content, harassing content, hateful content, manipulating, misleading, personal and confidential content, spam and malware, terrorist content, violence and vulgar language, and profanity. And then this is one of our case study on the Google News. Since that we are not focusing only one traffic source, but also all traffic source that we contribute, we also focus on the Google News, which attract our user attention, where liputan6.com, merdeka.com, bolanet, and kapanlagi.com, and also Dream increase the traffic. 52% growth of female daily active users or monthly active users on Google News apps from January until August 2020, where in average the growth is about 7% per month. It's really fascinating for us also to increase our traffic on the organic traffic. And then 11% growth of liputan6.com daily active user or monthly active users on Google News apps from January to the latest month in 2020, in which the monthly growth was 2% since January until December. And then after we know that the product optimization, what the things that we should concern, the next step is about the content. We have to increase our organic search traffic to increase our SEO also to provide by providing timeless and evergreen content. As you can see on the right picture in here, while content on current event might be important to your industry, make sure you are also providing and producing the evergreen content that doesn't go stale so quickly. So you may find yourself in a phase or famine pattern of web traffic. If a topic content has stopped getting traffic, it may be time to transform into a more timeless places. For example, in here, like in Bahasa, we said membuat donat. We become the first vertical, which is femela.com, who appear on this as a snippet. It's good opportunity also for you guys to reach the audience who are curious about how can we make a donut. And then it's a good also for you to improve your content, not only focus the newest updated news, but also provide the timeless and evergreen content. And then we continue to the another product optimization. The product which not only focus on the desktop mobile set, but also we have one of the application at Kapan Lagi Universe, it's liputan6.com apps. We optimize also for the ASO, for the App Store optimization. As you can see on the right side in here, the first regarding to the ASO, we have to establish a clear App Store optimization strategy. Pick the right name of your app, know how to do the keyword, and also do a lot of research of your mobile app, and also write your app description more engaged and more fluently while you're describing your apps, and then get the right app icon by doing the A/B testing. I will show you after this how can we do the A/B testing on the not only for the logo but also the text, and then prepare the screenshot and also another requirement. And then the last part is app listing and localization. For example, we are using English and also Bahasa to be translated on the Play Store. And then one of study case that we could learn from here is this part. For the A/B test, maybe all of you are noticed about if you are doing A/B test, we are not doing on the visual only, but also on the text space, right? So I will show you the optimization in our mobile application regarding to the ASO. And then the current listing, as you can see in here, we do the A/B test two variant. The first variant, we are using liputan6.com dash baca berita terkini dan terbaru. And then the second part, the second variant is liputan6.com baca berita terkini and berita terbaru with N of icon. So how's the impact after we do the ASO optimization by doing the A/B test of the two variant in here? As you can see, the audience in here, same, 33%, but also the installers are different. And then the installer scale, it's really perform on the first variant. Since that we do the A/B test by combining, and then we are looking for, is it the first variant or the second variant that perform? So the result is the first variant. And then the impact after we implement this, let me show you the growth. It's about 20.6% weekly growth from the second week of March versus first week of March in 2021. It's really fascinating and also really good news for us also. And then next, we have product innovation for the optimization, another optimization as a product. Please, to all of you who are running on the digital media industry, please become open-minded. Not only focus on the one source or one feature or one things. Please always innovate your product to increase the audience who are interested on the several things. For example, podcasts. And then, for example, as you can see on the screen, we do the innovation at liputan6.com. We collaborate with Google and then provide the Google Assistants, which available on the Google Smart Speaker and also Android Smartwatch and also Android Auto. The simple step in here, like after you say, okay, Google in here, and then it will appear in Bahasa. It's really also localized. We put it in Bahasa also. When users say putar berita dari Liputan 6 means like, please play the news from liputan6.com, and then it will be the audio content will appear on their smartphone. Next step is content strategy. So how do we improve our content? Basically, as we know that based on research from Bradford William C, Reaching the Visual Learner, Teaching Property Through Art in September 2011, 65% of our users, of our human characteristic is visual learners, and then the 30% is auditory learners, and 5% kinesthetic learners. What can we grab from this as a content strategy? So basically, as a visual users, also auditory and also kinesthetic, the most important part, while something happened, we have to see that the news come quickly, and then we could know as soon as possible after we search at Google or after we talk to our friend regarding, for example, the COVID-19 issue. And then the most updated news is really happened in Indonesia is about vaccination. So as a digital media publisher, we have to serve the content as soon as possible. So the content optimization, the first thing that we have to realize is publish news quickly. In addition to being the best as a digital media industry, we must be at the forefront of reporting news and information for user needs. Strive to be the first or close to the first as possible when industry news breaks. And then we also apply our own unique angle on things and seize the advantage that way. The second part is editorial section. The most important part in here is the strong content that also authoritative, written by an expert in the subject is really matters. And also not only for the direct traffic, but also for the organic. They could see that the name in here, like for example, Marco Tampu Bolon. It's one of our senior editorial at liputan6.com. It will appear the article on here. Next is social organic to support your SEO. Basically, as a traffic source, we don't focus on the organic, on also direct, but also focus on the referral and also social. And then while you should have your own domain where your SEO effort are focused, don't neglect the user of other channel to support your SEO. If something goes viral, that's one more wave of energy for you to write. As you can see in here on the right side, we have liputan6.com available at TikTok. TikTok is really new as our new platform in Indonesia also. And then the growth is really massive. And also we available on there to reach our audience to know about the liputan6.com and also to know about our content at liputan6.com. So our fans, it's more than 1.5 million right now. And then the likes is more than 13 million likes right now. Next, how do we measure after we achieve our threshold? After we knew that the data metrics and also the strategy of the product, content, and also the audiences, the analytics and monitoring, as you can see in here, page view, place, and users, right, as we mentioned before. The study case that I would like to share with you after we achieve the threshold is the content analysis quadrant mapping. Content is the key. That's the sentence that we already hear from any publishers. But then how can we achieve the content quality? More than 1,000 content are produced every day, right? And then making them to become the #1 core product to encourage user engagement and also long-term user retention. But creating the best content is not easy. We have to focus about our audience, we have to focus about the speed and also about the SEO process, and then another metrics that we have to achieve. But then as a growth team in here, we analyzed over 1,000 published articles in 2020 to find out what works to engage today users and what doesn't. Let me show you the graphic in here after this. So basically we have to know how do we rate content that perform or not. The first step is quantity and the second step is quality. Based on quantity, metric example is page view, users, total article, and many more. And then for example, the threshold, how many page view each article? 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. And then the quality also, how many bounce rate each article? 20, 50, 75. Let me show you the graphic analysis in here, the quadrant that we use to analyze. The benchmark that we use is quadrant mapping in here. The A part is for the page view more than 1,000, and then the bounce rate less than 50%. And the B section is for the page view more than 1,000, but the bounce rate is more than 50%. And then the C part is page view less than 1,000, but the bounce rate less than 50%. And then the D part is page view less than 1,000 and the bounce rate more than 50%. So the result after this I will show you. And then based on the hierarchy, we do the analysis. The first step, the level 1 is based on the channel or subcategory. The level 2 is about sub-channel or sub-sub. As you can see in here, maybe for example, the channel is news, the sub-channel is politic, the sub-sub is politik, vaccine, or COVID, and the third level is tech. It's Jokowi, vaccine, and etc. And then based on this performance, how is our current content performance for study case at kapanlagi.com? As you can see in here on the graphic, we see the kanal berita foto for the section A is about 95%. Section B is 0. Section C is 8%. Section D 2%. The things that we would like to improve is about how can we increase our performance at berita foto, the photo article at kapanlagi.com. So berita foto becomes strength at Kapanlagi. So strategy of our next feature development will prioritize on berita foto. So to be note on this, need to consider to 15% photo Korea, more than 50% bounce rate. And then after that, we analyze again from the channel. The channel, or we call it kanal at Bahasa, kanal plus Kapanlagi, which is the channel that needs to be improved in terms of content because of the production 80% of which have less than 1,000 views. We analyze our manpower and then collaborate with our editorial team to discuss about how can we increase and leverage more Kanal Plus for the traffic performance and the quality benchmark. And then we analyze our manpower also to be more focused not only on specific channel, but also on growing channel. For example, we are growing on the direct traffic. So we could focus and then produce it for users who are interested on the direct, something like that. And then based on those data, how's our action plan? The first thing is we identify the strength and weakness with our editorial team. Basically, we do the daily, weekly, and bi-weekly analysis, and then we influence our editorial team by monitoring daily. And then don't forget to define the OKR, objective and key result, as a granular metric to prioritize your action plan with your stakeholders, which is our stakeholders is editorial team. And then the last part is execute, monitor, learn, and analyze. And this is the result. After we knew the data visualization from the granularity and also the benchmarking, we know that the direction for our editorial team is to produce not only for the specific source medium, but also to boost all source medium. And then 35% page view growth on kapalagi.com since December versus November, and then until right now, because of this experiment. We knew that from one article page that this is the previous design, multiple article photos, we changed it into the one page, one article photos, which contain high quality content, something like this. And then all of this, not only based on the data, but also we do the usability testing to several users that we conduct the research by online. And then 86% page view growth on photo channel on kapanlagi.com since December versus November. It's really good growth, and also this is a good result, and then it's really good case study for us also. And then we continue it to another vertical based on this result. So yeah, hopefully this case study could leverage the ideas to all of you who are doing the A/B test or doing the experiment on your feature and also on your product. So the last part is audience to different type of users. So what's the meaning of product and strategy about the audience growth? After we focus on the content and also the product, we have to know that who is our audience. As you can see before, maybe Vivek also already asking about how can we focus on the acquisition and activation. The things that I already shared to you guys is about pages per session. But then how's another metrics? How's another granularity of the metrics of our audience? The strategy to increase the audience growth is to optimizing online activity campaign as user acquisition. For example, last year until this year, since January, more than 1 million users have participated in our interactive content from various online activity campaign since January. And then more than 30% of the CTR for the interactive content, we call it interactive content. This feature is interactive content, the feature that embedded two-way communication. So user could submit the answer or quizzes, answer the quizzes, and then follow the activity to increase the user growth. And also, we do the research to know and reach more audiences, not only for the news, not only for the entertainment, but also we focus not on specific entertainment, what entertainment that our users like it. For example, kapanlagi.com become the pioneer of dangdut music reference in Indonesia. We launched the Kapan Lagi Dangdut. This also based on research and also based on the data that we drive to our management and also the editorial team. And then I have one section also that we launched Kapan Lagi Korea, which is also our strategy that to increase our users based on the event. We launched at 25 until 26 July 2020, become the biggest virtual Korean festival in Indonesia. And then the next strategy to increase the audience growth is to boost the social organic audience engagement. As you can see in here, at Merdeka, Kapan Lagi, Liputan 6, and another vertical, we deliver the combination of viral stories from inspiring, sad, to controversy, where the caption emphasize to become sympathetic for the subject of the news, thus encourage readers to comment and share the content. As you can see in here, the visualization, it's really representing the sad moment of the police in here, and then crying in front of his commander. And then we could know that the user traction is really high. about 180,000 for the engagement on the Facebook, and also about 3.3 thousand comment, and also 1.9 thousand share by the users. Thumbnail is really matters, and also the title also really matters for users while they are on the social media as a organic social metrics. Okay. Next, this is my, I don't know how to call it. It's really, I would like to say thank you to Aizutu also. And then this is my favorite slide, that the content recommendation currently right now is really important for us as a digital media industry. Be more engaged with your audience, be more engaged with your behavior of your audience. And then this is the impact. Since that we collaborate with Aizutu, our growth of our audience increased about 590% for the growth user push notification subscription on browser at bola.com. It's really fascinating, and also really happy and glad we collaborate with Aizutu. And then the impact is really increased also like 590%. And it's good also for your audience. Why? Because they could receive the push notification based on their user behavior, based on their needs, not because of their direct traffic. For example, like the news is COVID, and then it will push on the bola.com. It's not related, right? And then based on the push notification, which collaborated with Aizutu, we continue to personalize the push notification. And then the fourth part is online vertical communities. It's another strategies that to increase the audience growth in here. Maybe as you can see in here, the impact from last year is really massive, like 40 million people being reached, and 750 musicians, celebrities, and public figures appear on our online vertical communities. Let's see on the next video. I will share to you the result from our data-driven approach, collaboration from the growth perspective, and also the things that from the operational, this is the result.
Saturday Night Music Afghan.
You should know by now. Apa yang kau cari, wanitaku? Apa yang kau cari? Tempatmu di sini, pujaanku. Tempatmu di sini. Tak perlukan itu, wanitaku. Tak perlu begitu.
Okay, a lot of happy clients, a lot of happy brands, a lot of happy agency who already tap in and collaborate with us, and the performance already achieved also based on the growth perspective. And then last but not least, I would like to share my favorite quotes in here. Without data, you are just another person with an opinion. Okay, thank you everyone. Hopefully today you could learn something from Kapan Lagi Universe, and we could meet on the next session or next event with Aizutu. Thank you. Back to Pravia.
Thank you so much, Arie. This was super insightful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We have a bunch of questions, Arie. Shall we start with the questions?
Sure.
We have Jelang from Indonesia. I'm not sure if I pronounced that name right. Is it Jelang or Gilang?
Gilang, I think.
Gilang. Okay. Right. And this person has written the question in Bahasa, right?
Sure.
I have the translated version, but if you could just go ahead and answer this.
Okay.
That would be helpful. Yeah.
Okay. So the question will be, izin bertanya dalam bahasa Indonesia. Okay, in bahasa, he said like in the middle of the hoax and also another issue who are influencing the government, influencing the audiences in Indonesia. So how can we provide the culture, much better culture to become focus on the quality content, since that we know that a lot of hoax issues somehow like being driven by media to provide some clickbait and also to interact users, like increasing viewers, and maybe it's not comfortable for our users also. Okay, so I will answer this in bahasa. Jadi untuk menciptakan sebuah culture yang lebih baik dari sebuah media, yang pertama yang harus dinilai itu sebetulnya adalah dari sisi user. Usernya kita harus tahu dulu siapa sih user kita. Kalau misalnya dilihat isu yang sekarang sedang marak, misalnya vaksin. Banyak yang dulu melihat mungkin vaksin membuat kita menjadi apa ya? Kayak bahkan ada yang bilang vaksin jadi zombie nih nanti, atau vaksin jadi apa namanya? Tambah sakit nih, atau mungkin vaksin dipasangin chip. A lot of things that we knew about vaccination has become scary, something like that. If you do the vaccine, you will become a zombie, or if you do the vaccine, you will being tapped by a chip or something that attract our government to know your location or something. That's a hoax news, for example.
Yeah.
Di Kapan Lagi Universe, kita sebagai media, kita mengcover semua berita tersebut dengan memberikan satu signature yang ada di liputan6.com, dengan kita melihat banyaknya kontributor-kontributor kita yang meneliti. Jadi di situ ada rubrik, we have one rubrik which call it cek fakta at liputan6.com. A lot of fact news on there, and then based on the standard operational procedure also, editorial kita tidak akan mempublish berita-berita yang sifatnya hoax. Kenapa? Karena balik lagi, etika jurnalistik itu sangat ditanamkan di editor kami, kurang lebih seperti itu. Jadi kalau untuk menciptakan sebuah culture sendiri adalah, pertama ketahui dulu, we have to know about our users first, and then we have to know about the current issue, and then after that we have to validate the issues, for example, like about the vaccination hoax news, is it fact or not, and then after that, we amplify all of the information which is fact about the current topic. For example, like if the hoaxes articles came from another media, tell us about, okay, vaccine become a zombie, and then from our side, we push one article to compare the fact first, and after that, we push another article to educate them regarding to the vaccine, something like that. Yeah, the things to provide the culture is to educate them first with our article and also with the fact thing. Hopefully that could answer your question, Ila.
Yeah. We have one more question
Sure.
from Neha, right? This focuses, and I think it sort of cuts across all the approaches you spoke about: audience growth, community, mobile, right? Which is, how do you drive? So video ads is super important and scaling up really fast, right? Both in terms of its revenue potential, but also in terms of the demand, right? As a publisher, how do you focus on driving more and more retention or more and more consumption of videos? What do you do for that specifically as of now?
Okay, this is a good question actually. Since that we are on the pandemic situation, really, it's really high on the growth for the users who are spending their time not only on the text space, but also on the multimedia. We call it multimedia, which is photo and also video. But for video content, the first thing that we have to know about how can we increase the watch time of our video content is about the quality of the video. For example, if we are talking about the quality for video for the user who are interested on the news. So we provide the quality like high res. We provide not only one quality video. We provide auto 360, 70, 720, and 1080. And then since also that we are not doing the platform by ourselves, we collaborate with our sister company, which call it video.com. It's one of the biggest OTT company in Indonesia. After we knew that the quality is already good, we serve our users based on the product. Yeah, we serve our users based on the visibility of the video content. For example, if you are focusing on the search organic traffic, the video content must become from the detailed page, right, on the read page article. And then, for example, maybe you can open on the liputan6.com. As you can see, if you read one of the video content or one of the video article on the read page, below section we have the text to describe the video content, right? And then after that, somehow we put another video inside the body text to multiply or to increase not only for the place performance or views performance or what time performance, but also to increase the continuous of the story from the first video, something like that. That's one of the strategy that could increase not only for the traffic performance, but also from the information that users got from the one article video, something like that.
Very interesting. I hope that answers your question, Neha. I have a few more questions here on email which we received, right? So just let me pull that up real quick for you. Right?
Sure.
In fact, I also have a couple of questions on the case studies which
Sure,
you
sure.
right. I was generally curious about App Store optimization, right? So you showed one A/B test which was specifically around the app name. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What other kind of tests do you run? When it comes to your app, driving app installations?
Okay. Beside app optimization, we do the A/B test mostly for our features. For example, as a digital media publisher, the first headline is represent the article which is the latest and also the newest news information on the application, right? We do the A/B test for the headline. For example, if we do the first variant is about image and then text. And then after that, the second variant is about text and image. That's the simple A/B test. And then the result is our users are more interested about the thumbnail first and then after that, the text on the second. That's another example of the A/B test. And then, for example, the widget feature. If we are talking about reading our article at mobile apps or mobile web, maybe for mobile apps, yeah, regarding to the ASO before, the things that we do the A/B test is on the widget, for example, related article. After you read the article, which one is the position better for our user to increase our impression and also our click? Is it below the commentary section or is it below the image section? That's the thing also that we measure to know more about our user behavior based on the A/B testing. And then somehow maybe more company or another company decide only based on the stakeholder review, right? And then this is based on subjective. I mean, for example, like okay, this widget is good for me if below the related article. That should be fine. And then the performance is not going well. So, and then after that, the management will blaming the product manager like, okay, how come that you put on there? I told you is to put on the first, on the headline, on the previous body text, something like that. And then that's really curious, ridiculous for our product team. But in KLY, we don't do that. And then our stakeholders also, it's really mature stakeholders. They know about the A/B testing, they know about the process of the Scrum, so they could be uh, uh, patient while waiting for the result, for example, like that.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. I'm also curious to know more about the photo channel which you spoke about on Kapan Lagi, right? Seems
Yes.
like adding high quality visuals definitely improves engagement there, right? What
Yes.
kind of other, so because we've also seen that high quality visual content helps in improving ranking in Google Discover as well, right? We've seen that
Yeah.
consistently now as well, right? Uh, so when it comes to creating visual experiences on your own product, right? How do you approach that? Like, how do you sort of concept or how do you know zero down on a specific visual experience given the sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, given the fact that video is extremely important, right? And there's so much content being produced in just classic text, right? Where does visuals, how do you sort of prioritize the visual elements in the content strategy?
Okay. So your question is, how can we know that our users are prioritizing the visual first as a photo article?
Yeah, and then how do you as a product team prioritize visual content when you are deciding placement of article on your homepage?
Okay, that's a good question also. Okay, the first things that we measure first is based on the research also. And please, for all of you guys in here, if you are running business right now on the digital media or another industry on digital, please do the research to find out your user needs. If you are not doing the research, you will become a subjective person. For example, like, okay, we do the visual first, since that I really love visual, and then we could do the visuals. Please do not doing like that. After we do the research from our users' perspective that they always curious about the visual content, and then it's not depend on the data package, since that our users already asked before, like, is it data package matters for you if you are reading our article, if you are watching our video content. Mostly our audience doesn't care about that. They really care about the quality of the content. That's why trigger us to more improvement on the visual content. And then after that, after we knew the insight from our real users and our real person who use our product, we collaborate with our editorial team, which is multimedia team as a photographer, videographer, and also multimedia, to provide an insight which one is the photo it's good for our user, which one is the photo is not good for our users. We do a lot of example on that, and then they decide based on, basically they are really senior on the editorial team, and then we learn a lot also from them regarding to the technical of the photo shoot, and then what tools that they use. After we already convinced them based on the data from the research, we also convince the engineer team to provide the script which not load too heavy at our product. Why? Since that we produce the high quality picture, right? And then high quality angle, we also educate them to provide the load time on page really fast and also not too heavy. And then from the design perspective, we provide the layout which focus on the photo that already produced on the editorial team to be more comfortable for our users. And then after we already know the process, and then after we already know the objective of the photo based on the data and research, we produce the minimum viable product, and then we test it again to our users that previously we already asked for the research, something like that. And then they are happy about the result. We publish into the production, and then we continue to analyze and monitoring day by day.
Thank you so much for that, Arie. That was a very detailed answer, also very helpful as well.
Sure.
Right, we're already
Sure.
15 minutes ahead of past our deadline, right? And I don't want to hold you for long, but Arie, once again, thank you so much for taking the time and doing the webinar with us. I'm sure everybody who was there on the call enjoyed the Quadrant thoroughly, right? We'll keep you posted should we get more questions. Arie, what's the best way for people in the audience to reach out to you should they have any questions for you?
Okay, you could add me at my LinkedIn profile, Cahyanto Arie Wibowo, and also you could follow me at Instagram also at Cahyanto Arie. Yeah, I will answer your question regarding to the product growth and also the performance traffic data, anything that you would like to ask. Feel free.
Yeah, we will share Arie's LinkedIn profile URL in the email when we share the recording and the presentation with you guys. Once again, thank you so much for being a patient audience and joining us, early in the day, right? I hope this was meaningful and insightful for you as well, right? We definitely enjoyed it a lot. There were a lot of deep insights in the presentation that Arie shared with us. Arie, once again, thank you so much, right? And have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's an honor to speak with ICT team also. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy.